I hope walang intention to deceive, ha?
No, sir. At may iba doon, sir, patches for training, sir. That's why, ng counterpart, sir.
Continue, Attorney Torrio.
On day 5, Your Honor, August 28, 2024, the police officers during this time were again forming human barricades na naman. Ang problema lang dito, nagkakaroon ng tension po kasi nagpapapasok po yung mga pulis ng mga parang mga sibilyan, dinadabitan ng mga what you call this, ng athletic uniform. May mga picture kami po na sigurado kami hindi mga pulis. No, sana they were what you call this, they should have been transparent. Anong ginagawa ito? Marami silang mga mga anong tawag dito, mga gamit na pinupuslit po at yung mga abogado namin hindi po pinapayagang pumasok dun sa cathedral kasi yan nakita mo, no, despite the fact that there is already a TPO, they were denying our clients to enter the JMC basement and most importantly the cathedral, no. Nobody can pray anymore in the cathedral, no. And marami silang pinupuslit. Next slide please. And then on August 28, 2024, meron na naman silang ginawang test na naman doon sa KOJC Cathedral, life and motion tracer daw. Tapos they were heavily guarding and barricading the KOJC Cathedral, and may mga policemen po na naka-station sa front portion ng KOJC Emerald Gate, yung main gate po, yung pinasukan nyo kanina. And armed men were seen entering the compound and several more police officers entered the compound. During this time, medyo marami talaga sila, no? And after running the device at the KOJC Cathedral, this time wala na namang heartbeat na nadetektahan nila. And during this time likewise, no member can go inside the cathedral, and they were allegedly, and we were able to confirm it, making a hole even in the cathedral, no. And then at 7:38, while the TPO likewise was effective, no, meron na naman silang device na na pina-operate at meron daw one heartbeat na namang nakita. And then nung chinek po nila, no, nawala na naman, pero they again iba-iba po ang nakikita kasi by 9 AM on August 28, yung heartbeat pala ay nawala, and then nakita na naman, and then it turned out iba-iba pala ang makikita nila, no? The next slide please. This time meron nagpadala sa akin ng picture na gano'n na kalalim yung honestly, yung nagpadala ay ayaw magpakilala, na-receive ko lang po sa aking Facebook at nag-request sa akin wag lang siya magpakilala kasi
Attorney.
Yes sir.
Wag natin ipakilala, pero is he a policeman?
I have no idea if he is a policeman, Your Honor. I have to be honest with you, I do not know the source po. Pero sa akin po yan pinadala po.
Thank you.
And ang problema dito kasi kay gusto sanang gamitin yung cathedral during this time, no? Pero ayaw pa rin nila, and even na meron na namang nag-try na pumasok doon sa basement, no? Kasi yung basement at that time medyo iba na ang amoy at maraming mga sigarilyo. Bawat kasi sigarilyo doon sa loob po ng KJC compound. At saka bawal ka mag-ihi maski saan-saan. Medyo mabaho na. So one lawyer tried to access the basement but was denied. And then mayroon ding meron ding nangyari na katawa-tawa kasi ang even sa downspouts po hinahanap po nila yung mga subject po ng warrants of arrest. And at 10:40, meron na naman silang nakita na allegedly, sinasabi nila sa lawyers namin na may dalawang heartbeats daw na ang isa 4.7 meters below at saka yung isa 8.1 meters below. So if you will believe them, no, they seem to have different theories as to where are these heartbeats are found and even the location. The location is always moving. Now at 11 a.m., around 11 a.m. po, for some unknown reason, dalawa pong police officer ay pumunta po doon sa rooftop ng cathedral at nakita po sa video na nahulog yung police officer. Kaya nga maraming memes na yung heartbeat daw, umakyat na naman doon sa cathedral daw yung heartbeat, no? And then at 12 o'clock noon time, no? Police officers were caught forcibly opening a vehicle owned by a KOJC missionary, no? And then thereafter, marami na namang reinforcement ng policemen ang dumating sa compound. And it was during this time where RTC Branch 15 issued a supplemental and clarificatory order, no? And the presiding judge clarified that an arrest warrant can actually coexist with a TPO, and that the service of the arrest warrant the police must be able to show that it is necessary, and the service must be reasonable, and that any and all service of the warrant beyond the ordinary must require judicial imprimatur. So reading po namin dun, yung gawa ng tunneling operations, yung pag-deny mo ng right of worship sa mga member, sana covered yun ng TPO, pero hindi po yun sinunod. Instead, yung kanilang barricade po ay naglala noong August 28, 2024, even after the supplemental and clarificatory order. Next slide, please. At 12:40 p.m., ito medyo nagkaroon talaga ng seryoso na commotion po dito kasi po may nakatanggap po ng tawag yung si Attorney Kay Lorente na forcing her to negotiate kasi daw ibobomba yung karal kung hindi siya negotiate doon sa police. So, nakita naman po ito, na-report ito sa TV, no? And accordingly, during that time, we had to verify kung totoo ba talaga itong bubombahin nila, no? Ang problema, wala ding mag-confirm sa amin, no? And then, yung drilling po na parang jackhammering sounds doon sa JMC basement ay continuous po by August 28, 2024. Naririnig po namin yung yung sound po. No, we tried to write demand letters to General Torre, no, but we were not favored with a reply. Now by 2:43 in the afternoon po, no, the police allowed some KOJC members to access the basement, no? And the police conducted another round of extensive search at the basement, pero limited, no? And then at 3 to 4 p.m., meron pong drone po na bigla na lang nahulog. Nahulog yung drone. At saka nung na-report ito sa akin, tiningnan ko po, binigay yung custody sa akin, and may police na who tried to claim it, but I told him, you have no proof as to who is the owner.
Yes, sir. 2:43 p.m. August 28, 2024. Police allowed some KOJC members to access the basement, and the police conducted another round of extensive search at the basement. At that time, nakita ba nyo yung inuhukay na
Hindi kasi limited lang. If you will notice po doon sa basement, di ba doon sa pinaka dulo na, mahaba yung basement po, Senator eh. Ang inalaw nila, parang inalaw lang nila para makuha yung ibang gamit ng mga members, tapos pinaalis na naman.
So hindi umabot doon sa
Hindi umabot doon sa, what you call this,
butas.
sa butas po. Kasi medyo malayo yung butas na pinasok natin kanina, kung yung location po. Oo.
Please continue.
Tapos yung drone po ay since the ownership could not be determined, yung drones kasi even before the kasi nakikita namin ang daming drones po paggabi. Even at times yung ibang drone masyado nang malapit po sa amin, no? I knew na casing operations nila yon. At nung August 28 may nahulog talaga. So I had to invoke Article 719 of the Civil Code. I turned over the drone to the city government of Davao. Kasi hindi namin ma-determine kung sino talaga may-ari, no? So during this day, unlimited search po ang ginawa. May mag-search na naman doon sa Bible School. Ang may napansin lang kami kasi sa Bible School, marami pong mga members na babae po na nakatira doon. Yun po ang paborito nilang ulit-ulit na i-search po. Maski gabi, no? Maski gabi, alas 10 na timing na yung ibang mga members na gusto nang magpahinga, nagpupunta po sa banyo, naliligo, no? Ito po ang aming problema dito kasi itong kanilang search, pinabalik-balikan nila, ang pinakapaborito nilang balikan, yung Bible School, no? Na marami pong mga babae po na mga members. I must say that, Your Honor, because an arrest warrant is not actually a license to conduct an unlimited search. And as a matter of fact, a search, if one has to be done, there must be an arrest that must precede the search. And the search is limited only within the immediate surroundings. It is not allowed, the police is not allowed to make omnibus search, random searches, and very extensive and intrusive search. Kaya nga dito, during this time, unlimited po yung search. And then, may pinasok na parang engine power cutter, no? And ang problema lang kasi, the manner by which this is done is through, medyo sneaky. Kasi tinatago nila sa garbage bags, no? Etc. Yan po yung drone po na nahulog, Senator. I don't know what happened to it, but one news item by the PNP declared that the city government of Davao already returned that to the PNP. No? Next slide, please. So, alas 12 ng madaling umaga noong August 29, marami na naman kasi ang nangyayari kasi yung ibang police officers, no, may relyebo ata or pero hindi namin makikita kung nire-relyebo ba talaga o ano, no? And mayroong instance dito na meron na naman silang pinapasok na mga tao, 3 na wear lang ng civilian uniform tsaka naka-mask and ayaw magpresenta ng valid ID, no? And pilit na pumasok po dun sa compound. Ang concern kasi ng mga members, baka may mga third parties who will take advantage of the situation, no? And then meron sila high-tech ito, Proton Elec LB8. We were told na this is a highly sensitive metal detector, no? And accordingly, they use this in their operations inside the cathedral. And then at 2 a.m., they again barricaded gate 18, yung second gate po na pinuntahan nyo last, no? Prior to the time when you went again to the JMC basement. And then yung may scanner po, binarricade nila yon. And then they again search for a heartbeat na naman just outside the cathedral, no? And then 2:43 ay pinasok sila, nagkaroon na naman ito ng commotion every time ay ipapasok sila, no? they brought in 3 bags and 1 big bags, no? Na ayaw nila ipacheck. And then may smuggled na naman sila na large blue box. Hindi namin alam kung ano yung nandun sa loob. And they refused to have it subjected to scanning, no? And itong mga items na ito, pinapasok po nila sa cathedral. Next slide, please. And then, August 29, 3 a.m., marami na namang pulis ang dumating. Siguro sa count po namin, no? Mga 5,000 na ata, no? And ganon sila kadami. Pwede kaming magkamali, pero yung counting namin parang ang dami talaga nila during that time, no? And then meron silang pinupuslit na naman na mga objects na akala ng mga miyembro ay mga armas, no? And aside sa dala nilang armas, may pinupuslit pa sila na kung ano-ano. And then eto rin ang nakakasama kasi yung number ko po ginagamit po na mag-text blast ng mga false information. Tapos ang nag-text daw kay ako, Attorney Torion, na dapat daw hindi daw magpadala sa politika, dapat daw mag-surrender na daw si Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy, no? At gamit na number po ay akin, no? Sana naman makarma itong mga tao na ito in the future, no? Babaliktad yung sitwasyon. 4:50 a.m., August 29, 2024, police forces were once again seen entering the KOJC compound. Iba na naman ito, no? And then nag-continue sila, maririnig mo yung siguro may additional pay yung mga tao doon na nag-drilling operations kasi maski madaling araw, continue pa rin sila. Our lawyers, lawyers tried to enter and verify, pero ayaw talaga kaming payagan. And then itong proton elic na equipment po, ginamit nila doon sa iba't ibang parte po ng compound at sa eskwelahan po namin. Ito ang kanilang proton elic na equipment. Next slide please. And then by 6 a.m., eto, ginamit na naman yung LRAD nila, no? At kung ano-ano yung mga announcement na pinapa-on po nila. And then additional police forces again were seen entering the compound of KOJC, evidencing really the excessive number that they are using inside KOJC compound. Next slide please. And then, merong dito, nagkaroon din ng problema kasi nakatanggap kami ng tawag at na-confirm na yung mga pulis po ay gusto pong pumasok sa Prayer Mountain sa Kalinan, Davao City.
Sorry, for a while.
Yeah.
I would like to acknowledge the arrival of my colleague, Senator Bongo. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for coming. Please continue.
Dito po, may mga pulis po na nag-attempt na nag-enter doon sa Prayer Mountain po sa Kalinan, which is a good 50 kilometers away from Buhangin. Kaya nga po, nagtataka kami kung sigurado sila na yung heartbeat ay nasa KOJC compound, bakit sila nakarating na naman sa Prayer Mountain at nag-attempt na pumasok, no? And then, 9 o'clock in the morning, lumalakas yung drilling operation sounds doon po sa JMC basement, and hindi pa rin kami pinapayagan na magkaroon ng access po nito maski nagtatry po yung mga lawyers namin. Next slide please. 10:44 a.m. naririnig pa rin namin yung mga drilling operations, and then at one time sinicheck nila maski yung aming mga yung drainage, no? Tinitingnan yung mga drainage system, and then pati electricity namin, no? Ginagamit na nila at ginagawa nilang boarding house, pati hangar po namin, no? Hangar ng kliyente. And yung mga manholes po, no, which is part of the KOJC cabling system, inopen po at pinag-i-inspection po nila. Next slide please. And then may dala na namang by 11 a.m. ang daming mga equipments, yung mga SAF, no? And repeated unlimited searches were made in the hangar, the kingdom, and even doon po sa garden ng KOJC. May garden kasi kami. And then August 29 at 1 p.m., meron silang itry sana kunin na fire truck ng KOJC, no? And then nung tinanong ng mga lawyers anong ground po nila, hindi naman po nagsabi na ano ang ground at hindi naman po tinuloy. And then by August 29, 2024 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, may mga peak access po na nakita po na pinapasok nila na nakikita sa scanner. Ayan, na-confirm natin dahil pala yan doon sa kanilang tunneling operations doon sa likod ng JMC basement na na-confirm natin kanina. And then, meron na naman silang dala, hindi na naman pinapascanner. 3 bags and 1 big box, no? Na ayaw nilang ipa-undergo ng security check. Bakit po kami nag-i-insist doon sa scanner? Because even if they are serving a warrant of arrest po, gusto din namin na may transparency kung ano yung pinapasok po nila for our self-preservation, no? And because it is also under Article 428 of the Civil Code, 429 of the Civil Code, private property po yan. So hindi naman siguro dahilan na kung meron silang arrest warrant, ay sila na pong maghari-hari po doon sa loob. Sana hindi nila makalimutan na private property po yan. No? 3 p.m. August 29, 2024, yun, bigla na lang kinonfiscate yung mga license plates po ng mga sasakyan po sa loob ng KOJC compound. I don't know how is it related with the warrant of arrest, pero ginawa po nila yun. And then, hindi na naman nag-allow.
For a while, Atty.
Yes po.
General Torre, bakit nag-conduct ng operation yung highway patrol sa loob ng compound nila, ng baklas ng plate number?
So I'm very sorry. That's the first time that it came to my attention. I'll look into it immediately, sir. I'll give you feedback before this hearing ends. I'm really very sorry, sir. Ngayon ko lang nakita yan, sir. Hindi ko alam yan, sir. I'll give you a feedback ngayon kaagad, sir. I'll ask the highway patrol.
Patawag mo nga. Please continue.
Okay na naman kami, sir, na makapasok po doon sa basement, no? Pero hindi na naman pinayagan. Ilang beses yung mga abogado po na mag-try na ma-allow na makapasok doon sa basement kasi yung drilling operations kasi napingay, no? And concerned kami sa structural stability po ng eskwelahan, no? And then 349, ito na naman another incident na mga tao na klaro talaga na hindi pulis. So, yung gagwapo kasi ng mga pulis, laki ng mga katawan, pero tingnan mo yan, no? Oh. So, mga minero po na pinuslit nila dito, mga abanteros ata, no? And it turned out na yung hukay pala na na-confirm natin kanina, dun po sila sa JMC basement, no? Pero the manner by which they employed this was really questionable, no? Because this is really deceit as well as fraudulent because they are not even members of the police, and while under the rules of court they may be able to summon other persons to help them in the assistance of in the implementation of a warrant of arrest, but these men were not actually utilized to assist the service of the warrant of arrest. They were used to conduct mining activities in the JMC compound, no? And nakatago yung mga mukha kasi may confirmation kami sa isa or dalawa na mga ano pero we are still conducting further research sa kanila pong identities, no? Next slide please. And then at around 4 o'clock on August 29, another set na naman, no? Unidentified male individuals were headlights were escorted by the PNP to the basement. nagsiserve ng mga may mga headlights pa, no? So these civilians wearing police athletic uniforms were then escorted by the police going towards the basement. Kaya by this time nagdududa kami baka mina na yung pakay po nila. Kasi may mga headlights po no? So nag-try na naman yung lawyers natin na pumasok doon. Paano kami maka-insist mga staff officers po yung nakabantay doon, may mga armado pa, mga armalites at iba pa, mga bandolier ng mga what you call this na bala, no? And then at 4 PM po ginawa yung KOJC compound bed and parang boarding house talaga. They turned it into a police garrison, no? Yung mga Bermuda kasi diyan as much as possible hindi kami nag-step dyan maski kasi para hindi prevent yung growth ng mga Bermuda, pero sila ginawa po nilang bahayan, no? And then dito po I'm fed up already because I have always requested my lawyers, try nyo nga na magpasok doon. At one time ako din, no? So I challenge the media to seek clearance of the PNP, no? Para makakuha kami ng clearance, makapasok doon sa drilling activities, no? Nung papasok na sana ako, ayun, formation po sa harap ng tawag nito ng JMC compound. Hindi na lang po ako try na to break into the what you call this, kay baka mapreso pa ako at sasabihin it's a charge ako ng PD 1829, obstruction of justice. Yan kasi ang kanilang parang mantra dyan. O kakasuhan kita, obstruction of justice. And then 5 PM August 29, 2024, unlimited search na naman, pero yung heartbeat sa JMC building na naman, hindi na naman sa cathedral, no? And then meron silang light and motion detector na ang brand name Novaski, no? I don't know sa abroad dito galing itong equipment na ito. And then
Break muna, Torre.
yes.
General Torre, yung mga ginagamit ninyo na mga equipo, saan galing yan?
The life and motion detector, sir, is from the Bureau of Fire Protection, from their search and rescue of collapsed structures, and the other two is from the MMDA, the more updated one. Also used in the collapsed structures, sir, like they're using it also in Turkey. So that's in replacement to the tracking dogs. So kung may taong nabagsakan ng building halimbawa, sir, they just place it on top. They know if they're still alive.
They are not PNP property.
One is from BNP.
Borrowed from other
Yes, sir.
agency.
Yes, sir.
Hindi galing sa Amerikano.
Sir,
Hindi galing sa Amerikano yan.
saan, sir?
Hindi galing sa
Amerikano?
Amerikano yan.
Hindi, sir. That's, the life and motion detector model 1 used by the BFP is an old one. It costs 2 million pesos in accordance to the PAR. And the updated one, LM3, used by the MMDA, reportedly cost 9 million each.
Okay, thank you.
Yung
Please
Proton
continue.
Elic, Your Honor, yung Proton Elic, saan kaya?
Yung Proton Elic, saan galing?
We use the ground penetrating radars loaned from. There were 3 ground penetrating radars loaned from private companies, but the latest one, ground penetrating radar that gave us the latest image, is from the DNR.
DNR.
Yes,
Tapos yung iba, private company.
private companies.
So,
We borrowed
meron
those-
kayong 3,
4, sir.
4.
Yes, sir.
Please continue.
By August 29, likewise, Your Honor, no? Meron na namang mga miniro, mga abantiro. Tingnan niyo pong mga gamit dala nila, oh. I don't know kung magsiserve din sila ng warrant, pero iba ata yung mga dala nila. Eto naman po, kung meron pong tanimbala, meron na namang tanim tao, no? Ito, minor ito, no? Kasi we really raised this concern kasi ang takot namin doon sa ginagawa nilang tunnel, baka bigla magsasabi sa, oy, may nakita kaming minor person po dito. So, nakita namin yan, may video yan, minor, dinamitan ng pulis. At kumpirmado namin na sila ang nagpadala kasi nung bumalik siya, sumakay siya doon sa coaster ng PNP. Merong video po niyan. Oo.
Who are these people?
I don't know, Your Honor.
No, I'm asking General Torre.
Yes, Your Honor. Kanina ko pa gustong to disabuse the mind of Attorney Torion. Para accurate, sir, basahin ko na lang, sir, ang relevant law. Pabagal lang aking abogado. So that we'll read it from the court. From the revised rules of court, section 10. Rules of criminal procedure, sir. Para ma-disabuse, sir. Actually, sir, alam ni Attorney Torion to, sir, that there's nothing illegal in using the civilians, because we will confirm those are civilians that we...
So you confirm they are civilians?
Yes, sir. And we did that.
They are not policemen?
They are not policemen, sir, because
But
they
why
are
are you
experts.
authorizing them to wear police uniform?
Just to... Okay, sir. Sir,
Sige, sige.
ladies and gentlemen,
Listen. Sige, go ahead.
Section 10, Rules of Court, Rule 113. Ang Section 11 nito, yung palaging alam na natin na palaging inuulit-ulit natin ni Torion. Right of the officer to break into building or enclosure. Back one up, Section 10. Officer may summon assistance. An officer making a lawful arrest may orally summon as many persons as he deems necessary to assist him in effecting the arrest. Every person so summoned by an officer shall assist him in effecting the arrest when he can render such assistance without detriment to himself. Allowed by court, allowed by rule, sir. Why are they using the uniform? At that time, I gave them the authorization. That's an exemption in Rule 179, in Section 179 of the Revised Penal Code, because that is to ease their entry para matapos na lang, sir. Kasi mga aresto naman kami, sir. Mga aresto, rather than arrest these people from KOJC, preventing the entry of people that we legally summon to assist us in effecting this arrest of Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Pinag-uniforme na lang namin, sir, para sila ay makapasok ng hindi na pinipigilan.
So you summon the services of these civilians,
Yes, sir.
to effect the arrest of Pastor Kibuloy,
Yes,
or
sir.
to dig a tunnel below the
To dig the
building?
tunnel, because it is the way for us to break into the tunnel that we suspect Apollo Kibuloy is hiding, sir. That's also in relation to Section 11, which gives the peace officer the right to break into any building or enclosure to effect the arrest, sir.
Don't you think that you have abused this particular provision of the rules of court na overstretching? Kasi, tingnan mo, length of time, 13 days. Where in the world have you effect as warrant of arrest for 13 days staying in a particular place?
Sir, I will cover that in our presentation after
Sir,
okay.
narrative.
Sir,
Thank you.
if I may, sir.
Babalikan kita niya mamaya mag-present mo. I will ask the same question
Yes, sir.
and I will further ask further question.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
Well,
just a little repartee to since he is citing a law. I hope the good general would be enlightened that he can invoke that provision when he is making a lawful arrest. In this case, 13 days have already elapsed. There is no lawful arrest yet. When an officer, sir, kanang yung provision na gisite niya, aresto, meron yung akusado, siya lang isa. Pare, tulungan mo ako kasi i-aresto natin siya, maski civilian pwede. Ang ginagawa nila, hindi ito applicable yung kanilang proviso. Kasi mga civilian ito, dinadamitan nila, minor, tapos hindi para pag-aresto, ang dami na nila. Do they need 5,000 personnel plus civilians just to arrest one person? That's a misreading of the law, overstretching of the law, and that is, I don't know, that requires further seminar in a law school, probably, Your Honor.
ako, I am not a lawyer. Pero I can hardly believe that you are going to summon the services of this civilian not to arrest Pastor Kibuloy, but to look for Pastor Kibuloy. As you said na ginagamit ninyo yan sa pagtatanil doon, sa paghuhukay, therefore, you are not effecting an arrest. You are looking, you are searching for Pastor Kibuloy. Pag nahirapan kang mag-aresto ng tao, you can summon the services of other people. Tulungan niyo ako dito, I am a police officer. Hulihin ko itong tao, malaki ito masyado. Tulungan niyo ako, makasummon ka ng services ng ibang tao. Pag-aresto, but not to look for Pastor Kibuloy as stated in that rules of court.
Mr. Chair.
General Torre, you respond. Pareho tayong police, pareho tayong hindi abogado.
Sir, that will be covered in the presentation, sir. We assure you
Okay.
that it will be covered.
Sige, later.
Chair, may I just point out something? That even though it has gone through ridiculous lengths, you look at the face of General Torre, and what you will see is the face of someone who doesn't care. His interpretation right now is the only thing that matters. Siya ang batas. And that was how we have experienced him all these days. Yung kapricho, yung whims, yung very tyrannical, ako ang batas. Kahit nakaharap mo na yung mga senador, nagbe-behave ka lang dyan, no? But in reality,
Please address your
Mr.
statement
Chair.
to the chairman.
Mr. Chair,
Huwag mong direkta sa kanya.
yes, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
sorry.
Yes.
So ganun lang yan, Mr. That's all I want to say, really, that it's very, even though it has gone through ridiculous lengths, no? For him, if he what he believes and what we've experienced, no, is that his interpretation is the one that matters, and it will be the one that will get followed. Wala nang rule of law. Lahat iikutin through ridiculous lengths.
Your observation is very valid, and I am taking note of that. Thank you. I would like to ask Yusek Lord Villanueva about your interpretation. Lahat tayo dito nag-interpret nitong rules of court. Yung sinabi ni General Torre, ayaw ko nang tanungin si General Attorney Torion dahil he is from the opposing party. I presume you are neutral. Pwede ko bang, using that particular provision of the rules of court, pwede ko bang isumon yung mga civilian para hanapin si Pastor Kibuloy, magdidig ng tunnel doon? Can I do that?
Your Honor, the standard established by the rules of court is reasonableness. So in this case, if the PNP has reasonable ground to believe that indeed the pastor is hiding underground and through their instruments and through their machines, they have reasonable ground to believe that he is indeed underground, then the rules of court allow the peace officer, the police officer, to break in to an enclosure. So by that interpretation, sir, breaking in would include perhaps tunneling or digging to reach the enclosure where it is reasonably
I
believed.
am not asking you about the reasonableness. I am asking you about summoning the services of the civilian in order to arrest Pastor Kibuloy. The act is not actually making the arrest. The act is searching for Pastor Kibuloy. So can I ask these people to help me dig a tunnel to look for Pastor Kibuloy, then eventually arrest him?
Your Honor, the provision does not place a limitation as to the time when this summoning of assistance would be given. So I would respectfully disagree with the contention that this must be done at the very moment that the person to be arrested is cited. It could be done in the process of breaking into the enclosure where the person to be arrested is believed to be found. That is my respectful opinion, po, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you. Human rights. You're a lawyer, ma'am? RD, human rights?
Yes po, Your Honor. But
Can you share with us your thoughts on this?
judging from the arguments from both parties, pero medyo nalito na rin po ako. because I'm no longer a legal expert as to this matter. But may I, the President of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines here in Davao City, may I pass the ball to her?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Please, President of the IBP, Davao City, Attorney Aiza Kanda. You have the floor, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. I have a different opinion with regard to Section 10 of Rule 113. My understanding with respect to this article is that the officer is actually in the act of making the arrest. And he may call, of course, as many assistants as he can, but with what's happening now with KOJC, there are thousands of them inside the premises. So what's the point of asking a civilian to assess or to assist in the arrest? So in the actual of making a lawful arrest, they are still searching. They are still searching in the vicinity. So they are asking for help.
That is why I am trying to make a distinction between the act of arresting and the act of searching.
Yes.
That's why I want to establish the difference between the two.
Yes.
So yun nga. So
my opinion is that
your opinion.
He can ask for assistance in the act of actually doing the actual arrest and not in the search of or effecting the search of the arrest or the search of the person to be arrested.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Ito, magaling ito na abogado. Ito, kung nirespeto ko yung opinion nito. Commissioner Alberto Bernardo, sir, please share with us your thoughts on this. In relation to the police operational procedures that we are observing in the PNP and the NAPROCOM, please continue.
Maraming po salamat pa, Ginoong Tagapangulo. Yung arrest po kasi is a continuing act. Kung yung tao po polite, tumatakas, yung pagtugon sa kautusan ng warrant, ng arrest warrant is a continuing act also. Kaya kung naniniwala po ang kapulisan na nandoon sa ilalim, merong bunker doon, continuing act po yun. Kaya makukonsider natin na yung ginagawa ng pulis is furtherance of the arrest. Kaya kung gagamit po ng gadget ng LMD, yun ho ang magtutukoy para gumawa ng paghuhukay at pagtukoy doon sa tao. Kaya sa tingin ko po, with all due respect doon sa colleague, continuing act po kasi, kaya hindi po static yun na tapos yung arrest, pag nakita mo yung tao. Kaya yung gadget po, naniniwala sila, nasa kabilang kwarto. Ginamit po natin ito sa Marawi. Alam natin, nasa kwarto siya. Yung terrorism, continuing act din yun. Ganoon din po rito, kung nagtatago yung tao sa ilalim, continuing act, kaya kasama po yun sa pagtugon doon sa service of warrant. Yun po yung humble.
Alam mo, if we are going to continue with that continuing act, the occupation of the PNP on the KOJC will continue on and on and on and on. Do you agree with me? Until they define the physical body of Pastor Kibuloy. Do you agree with me?
Yung naulat po kanina, kung wala na pong hudyat, gaya ng ginawa po natin doon sa Baguio, nung gumuho yung isang hotel doon, kung merong hudyat na merong pang mare-rescue rito sa ilalim, dapat patuloy po rin yun. Ganon din po sa pag-aresto. Kung sakaling wala nang ma-detecto na taong merong buhay sa ilalim doon, dapat itigil na rin yun. Kaya magiging basihan po natin yung ginagamit nila doon sa rescue equipment ng DNR, ng MMDA, at ng Bureau of Fire Protection. Sila po ang magsasabi, yun po yung reasonableness po.
Ako, bilang isang dating pulis, nakikita ko yung reasonableness na nasabi natin ay talagang masyadong subjective. Kung ako, gusto kong i-occupy yung QJC forever ko rin sasabihin na may heartbeat ako nadidetect. So, hanggang saan ito ngayon? Ako forever ko talaga gusto kong i-occupy yan eh. The mere pa nagdagdala ako ng 3,000 na pulis dyan, may intention talaga akong i-occupy yan. Yung buong grounds na yan. So sabihin ko forever, heartbeat dito ngayon, hinukay, wala. O may heartbeat naman ako na-detect doon. Who will police the police? Pagdating sa bagay na yan.
Yun po ay pwede nang iakyat sa husgado. Kung sa tingin po ng husgado ay hindi na to reasonable, ililift po yung execution ng warrant of arrest. Magbibigay po ng mga kondisyon yung husgado na hindi na rin tama yun. Ito po, hindi po kasi judgment call yung magiging basihan po ng continuation ng execution ng warrant.
No, pwedeng judgment call yan.
Hindi.
Sabihin ng police na it's my judgment na nandyan pa si Pastor Kibuloy. Who will be against me? Kaya nga, ako, sabi ko, nandyan pa rin yan. Sigurado ako. Walang katapusan. Walang katapusan. Thank you, Attorney. Thank you. Attorney from DOJ, City Prosecutor, Attorney Saniel. Attorney Saniel, can we hear from you? That's why we invited you because we need your opinions here. Please.
Magandang hapon po sa lahat, sir. Mr. Chair. Hindi po ako authorized magbigay ng opinion on that matter. Can I be allowed to differ on that comment, sir?
Mukhang tuwang-tuwa kayo dyan. Pumalakpak kayo, Ha? Ano pala siya? Prosecutor ka?
Yes, sir.
What's the difference between the prosecutors and other people from DOJ who are giving their opinion in our previous hearings?
Sir, in my capacity, sir, is about the trafficking case that was...
Trafficking?
Yes, sir, yung number 3 item, sir.
I thought being a prosecutor, you are prohibited from giving your legal opinion on this matter.
Yes, sir, in my capacity.
In your
sir.
capacity as a
Yes, sir.
prosecutor.
I cannot give my opinion, sir, on this matter, sir.
So itong ibang taga DOJ sa Senado na nagbibigay ng opinion, they are not prosecutors.
They are part of the DOJ, sir, but they are authorized to give their opinion, sir.
Thank you.
Salamat, sir.
Sino pang abogado dyan na pwede magbigay ng
Ako po, sir, Your Honor. Malapit na po. Mag-aral po ako next time.
Sige.
Your Honor,
Pakinggan natin.
opo, hindi po ako abogado pero common sense po, Your Honor. Huwag natin paikot-ikutin po with due respect, NAPOLCOM, DOJ, DILG, the generals here and the colonels po.
Please do not direct your
Yes po. Sorry po, Your Honor.
Kasi ako'y nakiusap sa kanila na mag-share ng kanilang opinion tapos bigla mo silang personalin sila isa-isa.
Opo, Your
That
Honor.
would be against the ethics of this committee.
Sorry po, Your Honor.
Please.
It's my mistake po.
Thank you. Right.
Tumatanggap naman po kami ng mali pag nagkamali po kami.
Okay.
Salamat po, Your Honor. I think it's an insult to the 3,000 strong men of PNP with the elite forces, special action force. Tapos tutugisin mo isang individual lang. Mag-hire ka pa ng hindi pulis, damitan mo po ng pulis. Your Honor, papayag ko po ba? Yung uniform nyo po is papasusot sa hindi po pulis. Wala pong limit. For example, pwede ko pong sabihin, kung ako si General Torre, I can hire 1,000 civilians. Pasok kayo dito sa compound. I-search natin.
Ganito kasi yan. I'm not reading their minds, no? Pero siguro sa expertise, you have 3,000 policemen na hindi mga minero, hindi marunong maghukay, hindi marunong maghanap ng bina. Ito siguro, hinahire nila yung mga tao na yun because talaga magaling yun sa paghukay. Ang gusto nating masettle ito ngayon, yung paggamit sa kanila sa paghuhukay at paghahanap doon sa kay Pastor Kibuloy ay yung nga, kaya nga tinatanong natin yung mga legal opinions ng ating mga lawyers dito, yun ba justified? Justified ba? As far as the use of uniform, police uniform, inamin naman ni General Torre that he authorizes the use of the uniform. He authorized the use of uniform for easy access papasok doon sa loob ng
Your Honor, kunwari may mga NPA criminal pwedeng gamitin po yung papasok sa loob. Paano po namin ma-check po, Your Honor? Anybody can do that. Wala po kasi naka-uniform na eh.
Oh, pero NPA naman yun. Mag-aaway ba itong kaaway ba itong police at saka
Mga
NPA?
eskalawag at preso po, pwede pong damitan po yan, papasukin po sa loob, Your Honor. Ano pong control po dyan? Eh, authorized pala eh.
Kaya nga natin ngayon tinatakil yan. Dahil nga dito tayo ngayon sa arrest at saka sa search paggamit ng tao. Ako, as far as I am concerned, I am not a lawyer, pero ginamit nila yung tao para mag-search, maghanap kay Pastor Kibuloy, hindi para mag-aristo kay Pastor Kibuloy. On the contrary, the opinion of our lawyers, Napolcom and other lawyers, nagsasabi na continuing yung act of arresting Pastor Kibuloy. Matagal na debate ito. Anyway, hindi ka pa matapos. Narinig ko na yung side mo, pero continue ka sa presentation mo.
Sir?
We will look at matter at pag-usapan natin mamaya. Attorney, ang abogado pa.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Just with respect to the fact that Section 11 is very clear when they are making an arrest. Unfortunately, there is no arrest yet here. And then they use a child, they use insignia. Sir, I just want to point out, sir, that the allowing persons who are not police to use police insignia is a violation of Article 179 of the Revised Penal Code. Plus, a second thing, sir, is the fact that they use a child, a minor, to use that. That is, again, child abuse. I just want to point out that to the
Yeah, thank you. General Torre, bakit gumamit ng minor? Kung digging ang purpose doon mag-hukay, bakit parang babae ba yan? Parang babae yan. Lalaki ba yan? Minor, bakit kayo gumamit ng minor?
Your Honor, I do believe at this point in time na wala namang nag-establish sa minor. Those are all allegations. And I can categorically say na walang minor dun, sir. Baka mukhang bata lang.
Mukhang bata, pero...
Mukhang bata lang, but really...
For the record.
For the record, sir, na...
For the record, pinasok mo yun for the purpose of digging or for the purpose of... Baka mamaya ang apprehension nila is gagamitin na naman ninyo doon sa loob na parang victim of trafficking na naman.
Of course not, sir.
Yung apprehension nila, pero for the record,
the instruments indicate that our targets could be 4 meters below ground. And I believe that we need experts on this matter, especially on digging this hole, because we want to ensure that these people have the experience. That's something that the police does every day. So who are the people who knows and has the experience on digging? Minero, sir.
So with that explanation of yours, it is the impression of this committee that you admit that you really did a digging below the GMC.
Yes, sir. It's part of our presentation later on, sir. Andiyan sa presentation ko, sir.
Kaya nga, in-admit mo?
Yes, sir.
Kala ko hindi mo i-admit. I am ready to cite you in contempt kung hindi mo. Ako mismo, you have no way to lie before me because ako mismo, pinuntahan ko kanina sa inspection kanina, hinukay namin doon, very fresh pa yung simento na ginawa at nung natanggal yung simento, yung mga kabilya na nilagay doon, hindi kabilya na construction na related kabilya, kundi kung saan-saan lang napulot na kabilya yon, and yung lupa is very loose. But then, that's immaterial anymore to discuss about that because you admit that you did the digging below that the basement of GMC building.
Yes, sir. I have lots of bosses who are class 87, and they can testify on the kind of destruction that Feast of Cadet First Class Bato de la Rosa, sir, can come to them if they violate the rules, sir. So I really will not dare to do that and lie to you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Bishop,
sir.
yes, Bishop, because, it pains me to cite you in contempt if I need to do that because you are the regional director of this particular police regional office of this region. And that would be a slap on the PNP kapag ang kanilang boss ay na-cite in contempt ng isang committee hearing because of lying and testifying falsely before the committee.
Yes, sir.
I hate to do that.
Yes, sir.
Please make sure that you don't lie to this
It
committee.
will be part of the presentation, sir. And even the future diggings is included there, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Meron pa yung future digging.
Mr. Chair.
It's included in the presentation, sir.
Mr. Chair.
I'll show you, sir.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Sandali ha. Unahin ko muna si Jason sa nauna nag-kwan.
Salamat po.
Yeah.
I just want to know from the chair whether the digging was in accordance with the law. I'd like to ask, therefore, the chair to ask the PNP whether they secured a digging permit because the structural integrity of the building, which carried preschool, kindergarten, elementary students, high school students, college students, postgraduate, nanganganib po ang buhay nila doon sa integrity ng gusali kung ito ay magkakaroon ng konting pag-inog ng mundo. Ug sabi ni siya pa, ug mulinog taon at sa mampunito ng mga batang gagmay nawa magit sila ibang kaagan anang maong pangitabo. Where did they secure a permit from the building official of the city, Mr. Chair?
General Torre,
Sir,
the question is, did you secure digging permit from the building officials of the city of Davao or any permit from DNR for that matter? Before you
sir.
do that?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir. Mr.
Thank
Chair,
you for that answer.
Mr. Chair, may I have...
So, it's noted by this committee that he did not secure any permit from
Chair.
any pertinent and competent government agency that is regulating the digging operations.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Attorney Fuentes.
Thank you, sir. Sir, considering that he hired civilians, may we know the names of the civilians that he hired for the digging, sir?
So, you should understand that their property was negatively impacted by the digging operations. That's why they are looking for the names of those people responsible in the digging. So, since ikaw ang nag-recruit noon, please give us the name. Submit to this committee.
Mr. Chair.
Okay?
Yes, Mr. Chair. We will.
Ilan yun? Ilan yun?
I have lost track, maybe around 7 or 6.
7.
Mr. Chair. But we will provide it to you. I'll just consult my.
Please, before this hearing ends, please submit to this
But
committee.
I would like to state for the record, Your Honor, that everything that they did is under my responsibility. I take full
That's
responsibility
good.
for their actions.
You are the commander. You should assume all responsibility.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Assume all the responsibility. You are the commander.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Building official of Davao City.
Good afternoon. Good
Kas
afternoon.
tung yani.
Again.
Right.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. May I ask General Torre if during the time of excavation and all of the construction activities done in the basement, was there a professional engineer architect supervising over the work being done?
Thank you. You heard the question. Please answer.
Yes, sir. We have structural engineers and
Sino? A regional engineering
Yes, sir.
service mo?
we have one civil, one architect, and one structural engineer, sir. I'll cover everything in the presentation, sir.
Ano doon sa presentation mo?
Sir.
Meron silang engineer.
That question came about because earlier when General Torre was talking, he said they hired the experts for digging, which were yung mga minero. In my opinion, that's hindi siguro tama. Yung eksperto natin doon is yung minero. If yung safety, yung like it was mentioned earlier in the rules of court, yung breaking in, Your Honor, humingi kasi ako ng opinion from NBCDO, National Building Code Development Office, yung executive officer nila. I asked if yung breaking in doon is applicable to the breaking of building or demolition of any part thereof. According to the commissioner, ang sabi niya sa akin is yung breaking in can apply to breaking of a door or a window to access a building. However, yung act of demolition or breaking structural parts of a building is a regulated activity and it should need a permit or order from the court na will order perhaps the building official to give assistance to whoever is undertaking the job. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Noted. Sino yun? Sino yung tinanong ko?
Si Attorney Belderol, sir.
Sino siya?
National Building Code Development Office. I think he is the executive director or currently, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Well noted.
Mr. Chair, in connection with this, considering that I am the chairman of the board of the Jose Maria College Foundation Incorporated, if ever there is going to be any structural damage to the building of JMC, is the police willing to pay for the damages due to the digging that they caused?
I presume they have to pay kung mayroong court order ordering them to pay whatever damages that they have done. Am I correct, General Torre?
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
Mr. Chair.
Bayaran nila. Kung you file the corresponding case and pag the decision na ng korte, bayaran natin sa PNP.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
A few days ago, General Torre was in a press con and he very clearly stated that there was no digging. He denied that he nagdig ang PNP and he said that excavation didn't exist, and he also said that those were just Photoshop pictures.
Okay. But that statement was not given before this committee.
Yes.
Before you.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Before the public.
He said it in a press con. So, Mr. Chair, this again is the problem, that he maybe can tell the truth to you, but once you leave...
For fear of becoming... being cited in contempt.
Yes.
Because I am serious in my job. I don't care kung sino man, basta if you testify falsely before this committee, I have to cite you in contempt.
Yes, Mr. Chair, but unfortunately not all of us are senators and the Filipino people are not senators, and he blatantly lied to the Filipino people about it.
Will you please respond, General Torre? Did you lie before the Filipino people that you did not do such digging?
Sir, masyado tayong nasa sidetrack. Hindi ko maintindihan, sir, ang sinasabi ni Dr. Badoy. Kung kailan ginawa, sir, I did not do that.
Napakasimple lang.
I did not do that, sir.
Hindi ka?
I did not do that and I did not say that. If they can present to me the video, maybe I can review it. But right now, there's no video presented except for the statement of Dr. Badoy, who is delaying the presentation of Attorney Torion.
Okay. Can you please give me that video?
The press con 2 days ago, he even challenged Attorney Torion to prove it.
Sabi kasi niya sa press con, he has to, that's the allegation of Attorney Torion, and he should prove it in court, and he should prove it, walang in court, he should prove it because nasa Photoshop naman yan. Parang Photoshop na yan. Yun po, sabi niya.
Sige, last response before we proceed. Para,
sometimes I'm really thinking that they don't want to proceed with their presentation. But I think that sidetracks the issue because as to the moment, sir, Dr. Badoy is just making an allegation, sir.
This committee
Yes, sir.
does not believe that it hijacks the issue.
Okay, sir.
That issue is very important and very relevant in this investigation.
So the answer, sir, is no. I did not say things that Dr. Badoy is attributing to me.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Later on, Dr. Badoy,
We're retrieving the press con, Mr. Chair, where he blatantly and clearly stated that there was no excavation and that those were just Photoshop photos.
Okay. Noted. Kung meron kayong recognition, palabas natin. Please continue.
One last question regarding sa excavation. Bakit po pinadali nila, tinabunan kaagad para hindi po nyo makita ng committee po ninyo? Madali po yan, sir. Overnight po, sir. Napakabilis po, natabunan kaagad. Kung sabi niya, accountable siya doon sa paghuhukay.
Okay. Let's be frank about it. Bakit niyo tinabunan kaagad?
Sir, that will be covered my presentation, sir. Even before, without even the Senate hearing, we will cover it, sir.
Wait for your presentation.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Continue.
So after that, Your Honor, though we have strong reservations to the legal opinion of our respected government officers, Your Honor, and I am really concerned with the legal opinions that they expressed, no, knowing that they represent the Department of Justice. But anyway, we will continue, Your Honor. At 9 p.m. again, Your Honor, we already covered that. This is on August 29. Unidentified men again were entering, and some had very long haircuts, no? And one was with Bird and escorted by the PNP to the compound, but that's covered already. So let's go to August 30, Honor, at 9 a.m. No, the police through PRO 11 Logistics Office once again attempted to cart away. They wanted to get the KOJC fire truck. No, good that lawyer was present there, and they would have been able to seize the fire truck, Your Honor. And the respondents here placed their own battery in order to sneak away the fire truck. And at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on August 30, there were 2 PNP choppers, and General Torre was clearly on board because he was shown, Your Honor, some cameras had strong power to capture who, even if they are meters away. And I think General Torre admitted that he was on board the chopper, no? But the problem is that it hovered too low, and we had reasons to believe that it was purposive, Your Honor, because of the solar panel installed at the top of the building. We had reasons to believe that they were thinking that the solar panels were supplying electricity to the imaginary bunker that they have made the public believe is existing, but despite 14 days they have not been able to locate. What actually transpired is that our solar panels, Your Honor.
Excuse me. General Torre, did you intentionally instruct the pilot of the chopper to go low so that in order to destroy that solar panels?
No, sir. For that, sir, we deeply apologize, and we are willing to pay the KOJC regarding the solar panel if we really cause that the destruction of that panel.
Thank you.
Because for one, sir, that will be a very dangerous maneuver for us. Because
kayo ang pasahero dyan, delikado.
Yes, sir.
Pag lumipad yung solar panel, tumama doon sa helicopter ninyo.
Of course, sir.
Sabog kayo.
Yes, sir. Obviously.
Please continue.
So the word of General Torre would bind the PNP that they will pay, Your Honor.
Yes, they will pay.
Thank you, Your Honor. So proceeding from that, Your Honor, this also, Your Honor, is very concerning because one alleged policeman, Your Honor, was dressed as a policeman using police uniform but it turned out to be a former member of the KOJC who testified during the Senate investigation, Your Honor. And his name is Edward Masayon, but he was made aware as if his last name was Esclito. And this is really concerning, Your Honor, because the police is allowing certain members, former members, disgruntled members who testified even against the accused as one of their alleged policemen. May we ask General Torre about this, Your Honor?
You answer the question.
What is their issue, sir?
Ang former member ng KOJC na pinasuot niyo ng uniforme at pinapasok doon sa loob.
Are they admitting, sir, that Edward Masayon is a former member of the KOJC?
Huh?
Are they admitting that Edward Masayon is a former member of the KOJC?
It's written there, sir.
Oh, yeah.
So
they admit
that bolsters our allegation that we have credible informants regarding the presence of Pastor Apollo Kibuloy.
So meaning, yang si Masayon ang source of information mo?
One of the many.
One. Kailan ito tiniwalag? Kailan niyo tiniwalag ito from QJC? Kailan ito?
Your Honor, because of course, if we want to get information as to the whereabouts of Pastor Kibuloy, we cannot get it from our other resource persons from the other end of the table because they are all believers of Pastor Apollo Kibuloy.
Okay.
I think you get the drift, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Kailan niyo ito tiniwalag sa church niyo?
Matagal na, sir. Kasi
how many years?
I'm not sure. I'll check. We'll check with our HRMD kasi lahat naman po nung umaalis sa Kingdom of Jesus Christ, meron po yung process at meron pong memo. So, before this matatapos to, ang tanong, yung mga tinatawag nila na witnesses nila at mga nag-i-intel kung nandun talaga si Pastor Kibuloy. Tama ba, sir? Tatanong ko lang po, Mr. Chair, kung dadamitan nila ng pulis, at hindi pa napatunayan kung sino.
Well, since General Torre admits that pinasuot nila ng uniform, do you admit na pinasuot nila yung uniform yan? Okay. Inadmit nila yan na pinasuot nila yung uniform para makapasok doon sa loob. Then, nasa inyo na yan. Pwede nyo kasuhan yung nagsuot ng uniform at saka yung nagpapasuot ng uniform because he is not a policeman. So, we have prevailing laws prohibiting such act. So, bahala na kayo.
Okay.
Inadmit naman niya in open hearing na siyang nag-authorize. Okay.
Thank you po.
Please continue.
2016 po siya. 2016.
2016. So, 6 years ago. Or 8 years ago. So, do you think yung kanyang informasyon ay still updated and reliable?
Sir, actually, ganito yon. Yung mga ginamit nila na siguro mga intel nila or asset, kasi minamask nila talaga. Tapos, siyempre, pinapapasok. Although alam namin, yan, mga dissidents yan yung mga false witnesses nila. Tapos pinapapasok nila. Kukwento ko lang sa saglit, nagsisearch na sila sa quarters namin, particularly my room. Hindi lang 20 times sila bumalik. Kaya nga, as now, hindi ako bumabalik sa room. Mayroon siyang kausap, ma'am, nandito na kami sa loob. Meaning to say, may nagdidiktar. Yun nga lang, yung mga umalis na, yung mga dissidents, yung mga false witnesses nila, matagal nang wala doon. Dumaan na yung COVID, dumaan na lahat kung ano-ano pa mga changes namin sa mga rooms namin, hindi na nila kabisado. Kaya si General Torre litong-lito, pang ilang beses na siyang bumalik. Particularly my room, admittedly, because may lagusan talaga yon. May lagusan papunta sa main quarters dati, sa quarters ni Pastor, yung room ko. And they have violated it at I don't know how many times anymore. May nagdidikta. Pabalik-balik, may nagdidikta. Hindi nila alam, nag-iiba. Siyempre, may mga changes tayo may mga renovations kami. So yung mga intel nila, yung mga asset nila, yung mga dati na obsolete na, sir. Kaya ngayon, Ang dami nila hinahanap. Mali-mali na, sir, eh. Yun doon.
Talagang this committee believes na yung kalang informant ay palpak.
As in failure.
Hindi nila nakuha si Pastor Kibuloy.
Opo, mission failure.
Mali yung information na binigay.
Sir, ilang libo na po sila. Doon ha. Tapos, dapat isang araw mahanap na nila. Tapos, 13 days na. Doon na sila nakatira lahat. Yun lang naman ang ano namin dito po sa committee. Maraming salamat, sir.
Please continue, Attorney Torreon, kasi meron silang pre-prepare din. Pakinggan
Okay.
natin sila.
We're now on August 30, Your Honor, I believe. August 29 pa ba tayo, Iha? Ayan, we're finished with that. And then, day 7, Your Honor, at 2:30 at August 30. This time, Your Honor, again, this proves that they are really on a fishing expedition. And the reasonable belief theory would really be questionable, Your Honor, because at 2:30 p.m., again, they attempted to enter KOJC property in the Prayer Mountain located at Barangay Tamayong, Kalinan, Davao City without any document being presented. And they even attempted to enter the said premises because one of the policemen said that they were searching for Pastor Apollo Sigibuloy. And that proves, Your Honor, that the arrest warrant here has been used as an excuse to provide some legal color to their illegal activities because this property, Your Honor, is located more than 50 kilometers away from the KOJC compound. Next slide, please. And then at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, SWAT team, Your Honor, strongly insisted to be allowed entry into the compound. And accordingly, they were there to allegedly help and take control of egress and ingress, including they attempted to take control of the scanner of Gate 18, Your Honor. It was an attempted expropriation. Luckily, the lawyers and members of the KOJC insisted that there is no proper basis for sequestration or even expropriation, Your Honor. But they continued to sit in the area for a long time, Your Honor, despite the fact that the proper usage of the SWAT team in cases of under the PNP memorandum circulars, Your Honor, is not present. So tensions grew because the number of SWAT forces increased, and but in fairness also to the SWAT team, they did not insist also, they did not really take over the what you call this scanning machine, but they just attempted to do that, no? And then the KOJC Cathedral continued to be under their control, and despite requests from the lawyers to go inside, they were denied. Next slide, please. Day 8, Your Honor, and here the talk of the members is that they were already engaged in treasure hunting because, as you can see, the persons inside are no longer policemen really, but abanteros, Your Honor, civilians. And they turned our school as their boarding houses because the pictures were taken that they were taking a bath at the building, people wearing shorts and t-shirts, and they were sleeping on the hallway, and literally almost everywhere in the compound, Your Honor. And at 9 to 10 a.m. on August 31, while the police seemed to convince the public and their superiors that they have possibly found the bunker, there was a talk that they already found the bunker, no? But again, they seemed to send the wrong idea because the proton helic was used even in the garden, Your Honor, of KOJC, several meters away from the JMC compound. And then at 9:30 a.m., Your Honor, while, see, that is our school, Your Honor, and they are sleeping in the hallway because of their sheer number. Some are using the classrooms, and a teacher, while cleaning, found a bullet at the JMCFI building, Your Honor, second floor. Then next slide, please. And actually here, we have reasons to believe that they were using really the arrest warrant as some form of a legal excuse to justify their perpetuation of stay in the KOJC compound. And if you note, Your Honor, they attempted to enter a minor, and if you notice also on TV, they introduced alleged victims of human trafficking, the 2 victims, Your Honor. But it turned out to be a dud because one of the alleged victim, the woman, turned out to be a member of the KOJC for 10 years, and the daughter was only concerned of her safety. And when she tried to enter the compound asking for clearance, she was prevent po. Pero nung narinig na medyo concerned siya sa kanyang mama, ni-refer po sa kanilang mga higher ups. At yun ang naging istorya, victims po ng human trafficking. No? At yun ang na-news. It painted a very bad background against us and against the KOJC. But it turned out that the information was not true. And these individuals already executed affidavits that they were not victims of human trafficking. No? And then there was also talk on this day that mayroon namang ipasok na sex slave o Pastor Kibuloy. Dito yung lumabas yung mga fake news na may hidden room, may mga secret chamber, sex layers, news which were aired without getting the side of KOJC members. And we already wrote letters to these media outfits and requested them to take down these news items which did not follow journalistic ethics. Next slide, please. And then in the morning, they even attempted, Your Honor, clearly offending religious feelings, because all KOJC members already know that Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy has a warrant of arrest. Yet they printed a tarpaulin, and even posted it at the gate 18 of the compound. Luckily, Attorney Adam Jambangan intercepted the same and had it removed. No, and attend within the property of the KOJC, but because of the objections of the petitioners, the officers decided not to continue with it. And then they again, police K9 units arrived at the compound on this day. And on September 1, this was the 39th anniversary of the Feast of the Passover. Actually, the day before this, Your Honor, I responded to the text message of General Torre to probably if we can talk. So I responded, yes, we can talk, and we went to a hotel, Your Honor, and I was accompanied by the head executive of KOJC. The purpose of which, actually, Your Honor, is to request him to use at least for one day the cathedral so that they can exercise their religious rights and celebrate properly the 39th anniversary of the Feast of the Passover, which is actually one of the main celebrations being conducted by the KOJC every year. Now, he referred me to, he told me, discuss that with Colonel Marantan, and we discussed the matter with Colonel Marantan, and we were given 3 choices, Your Honor. One in the cathedral, and one facing the cathedral, and another one fronting the kingdom. And Colonel Marantan was honest enough to tell us that it's beyond him. He will consult his superiors. But his superiors, Your Honor, denied our request to use the cathedral. and we were made to use the KOJC compound, the area, cemented area fronting the Kingdom. And as you know, the vagaries of nature would prevent us to use it during the morning and lunchtime and in the early afternoon because of too much heat. So the main program started late in the afternoon at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
The video of the press con of General Torre where he denies that there is an excavation is ready right now. And I'm also holding a PhilStar, a GMA News Online article. Ang title po, Hole Dug at KOJC Compound, Cops Deny Allegation. This is September 4. And ang sabi dito, sir, the alleged digging has reportedly reached 8 meters and the PRO 11 was quick to deny the allegation. Quote, yan sa digging na yan, allegation ni Attorney Torion yan. Let him prove it. Pro 11 Director Brigadier General Nicolas Torres said. So he's lying blatantly here in Senate, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, maybe play the video.
Yeah, go ahead. Please play the video. Malabo. Pwedeng lakasan yung volume.
Ano yung efforts to locate na wala pang excavation?
Hanggang ngayon, meron tayong mga
maklaro. Hindi nyo kaya?
Sandali lang, sir.
Mr. Chair, yung the copy of the link of the GMA News Online where he is caught lying to you, I will send it.
Okay. Please.
Very clearly lying, Mr. Chair.
Correct. Kung sinabi niya, hindi totoo yung digging niya. Ngayon, dito sa hearing natin, inamin niya, he was lying doon sa yung presko na yan. And with that, tanungin natin bakit nagbago yung stand niya. Bakit noon, dinay niya at ngayon inaamin niya na existing talaga yung ginawa nilang digging.
Mr. Chair.
Can you respond?
Sir, I'm still looking for the video. Because definitely that's sabi, hindi nila ma-play nga sir eh. Andiyan sir, oh. Let's wait for it.
Sandali lang. Unluckily kasi, hindi na marinig. Sige lang, you reserve your answer after marinig natin ito klaro.
Yes sir.
You can sit down.
I really wonder sir if Attorney Torion would really like to continue because parang nasa side talk tayo sir.
As I have said, this is by committee. I decide what to listen and what not to listen. Okay? Importante yan eh. Sige lang. Kaya na ninyo? Para maklaro natin.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Just a short manifestation while they are preparing for the video.
Okay.
Ilang araw na po simula nung sila pumasok ng ika-24 ng buwan ng Agosto. Ang buong property po ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ ay mga 30 hektarya or 300,000 square meters. Kung doon na lang ho sa conservative estimate na 3,000 yung pulis na po ginamit para hanapin at arestuhin si Mr. Kibuloy. That would be 100 square meter bawat isang pulis. Mas malaki pa ho yung 100 square meter dito sa kwartong ito. Common sense will tell us 23 hectares lang pala. I'm corrected, Mr. Chair. But even assuming arguendo that it's 30 hectares or 300,000 square meter divided by 3,000 policemen, that would only be 100 square meter. Yung pong 100 square meter, Mr. Chairman, kahit isang oras lang ho, mahalupog na natin yung kaliit-liitang bahagi ng kwartong ito. So, kung ilang araw na po lumipas at hindi pa rin nila nakita, kung ganun sila karami, ewan ko, ako po hindi dalubasa sa mathematics, bagamat ang lahat ng grado ko po ay 98 sa math.
Dali lang. Ilang story, ilang floors yung highest building ng TOGC? Ilang floors?
Minister Katiil, ilang palapag daw yung pinakamatanggat?
5.
4 floors.
5
including the rooftop, sir.
Including the rooftop.
Sa 23... Sige po.
Yung 30 mo kanina.
Opo.
Granting na yung buong 30 hectares is covered with 5 floors. So, i-multiply mo.
Hindi po, sir. Kasi kinorek na po ako. 23 hectares lang daw.
23.
Oo.
But still, it took them 13 days.
Kaya nga po. Pagpalagay na natin, sir, Mr. Chairman, na 200 square meter bawat isang pulis. Siguro naman sa isang araw, sir, kaya na nating libutin yon. Ano po?
Correct.
Yun lamang pong manifestation ko, sir.
Yeah. But again, we will receive their answer that they have reasonable ground to believe that Pastor Kibuloy is still there underneath the surface because of that heartbeat na ini-insist nila. So ngayon, after ng presentation nila, we will delve on that issue. Before we, my colleagues here are agreeing with me that before we disperse, before we suspend, I think, before we suspend this hearing, we can get the final assurance from the PNP kung hanggang ilang araw sila dyan. Dahil otherwise, if we will leave this hanging, this issue hanging, then masisira ang kredibilidad natin dito. Di lang kredibilidad ng PNP, kundi pati tayo. Pati itong committee na ito. Mawalan din ang kredibilidad dito. Reklaruhin natin ito ngayon. Before you continue, I would like to acknowledge Senator Bongo. You have the floor, Your Honor.
Salamat. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. No? Kanina, nandun po ako sa inspection. Kaya lang po, meron po akong previous schedule na 3 weeks ago pa po. Biglaan tong pagpatawag ng hearing ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. Kaya sinamahan namin siya rito. Ang trabaho po ng isang senador ay hindi lang po isang mambabatas. Trabaho namin, legislation, constituency at representation. At ako naman nakikita nyo, Lunes hanggang Linggo po ako nagtatrabaho. Wala, parang pingpong na tong buhay ko. At kung ano po makatulong sa ating mga kababayan, no? Lalong-lalo na po dito sa Davao. Dahil ako, bata pa ako, maalala ko talaga noon pa. Tahimik tong Davao. Magulo to, mga early 1980s. Naging mayor na po si former president, former mayor. Tahimik na po ang buhay dito. Used to be known as the most livable city in the Philippines, no? Tahimik po ang buhay dito. At hindi po magiging successful yan. Hindi po dahil sa ating mga kapulisan. Hindi magagawa ni Mayor Duterte yung trabaho niya, kundi po dahil sa inyo. Kaya nga kanina nakita ko si General Torre. Naalala ko lang po, ito nasubaybayan ko yung career ng ating chairman. Ang posisyon na hindi niya nakamtan bago siya naging Chief PNP. ay maging RD po ng regional office ng Region 11. Naging Chief PNP siya pero hindi siya naging RD. So napakahalaga po niya, no? Isa po yan sa pinaka-prestigious na opisina, regional director ng Region 11. Anyway, Mr. Chair and resource persons in attendance today, magandang araw po sa ating lahat. I speak before you today not just a mere legislator, but as a voice for justice, fairness, and the protection of human rights. Mr. Chair, sa isang demokratikong bansa tulad ng Pilipinas, napakahalaga po ng maayos na pagpapatupad ng batas. No one is above the law. Sabi nga nila, kung pulis ka, nasa gobyerno na may mataas na katungkulan, o normal na mamamayan, you are not above the law. Mr. Chair, ang maayos na pagpapatupad sa batas ang nagsisilbing pundasyon ng ating tiwala sa gobyerno at nagpapatibay ng ating paniniwala sa isang patas at makatarungang sistema. However, Mr. Chair, when the enforcement of law crosses the line into excessive force, when it is wielded not as a tool for justice but as a weapon of destruction, it is incumbent upon us to speak out. Kaya po kami narito ngayon. Sana po matapos na po itong kaguluhang ito. At dahil po sa nangyari sa KOJC ngayon, magdadalawang linggo na. To be exact, bukas, no? Apektado po ang traffic. At marami pong nagtatanong sa akin sa Maynila, kumusta na kayo sa Davao? Kumusta na ba? Safe bang pumunta ng Davao? Mga turista nagtatanong po sa akin, safe pa bang pumunta sa Davao? Nalulungkot po ako bilang isang Davaoenyo, Mr. Chair, kahit saan ako mapunta. Yan ang tinatanong nila, ang gulo dito raw, ang gulo doon sa Davao. Mr. Chair, hindi ko po maalala na magulo sa Davao for the past 20 years. Bata pa nga po ako. Sabi ko, tahimik po yung buhay natin dito sa Davao. Nalulungkot po ako sa mga ganitong pangyayari. Hanggang kailan ba ito matatapos? Kaya kami narito para malaman po ang totoo at matapos na ito. Dahil kawawa po yung ordinaryong Pilipino. Kawawa po yung ordinaryong Davaoenyo na gustong mamuhay ng tahimik o pumasyal sa Davao. Sa totoo lang, mas marami po dito sa Davao ang gusto lang po mamuhay ng mapayapa. Walang pakialam sa politika. We just want peace and for this standoff to end. One of the founding fathers, Marcelo H. Del Pilar, whose birthday we just commemorated last August 30, once said, "The perfection of humanity is not possible without freedom for the individual. Thus, the existence of social institutions and all political organizations and relationships are justified, insofar as they have for their primary aim the defense and protection of freedom." Kung kaya nga nandyan po sa saligang batas, under Article 3, ang Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights is there to protect our people from abuses of power that is given by our people. The Bill of Rights is our collateral, our security, our safeguard against abusive people in the government. As we are all aware, Pastor Tiboloy, a spiritual leader, stands accused. But today, I am not here to argue about his innocence or guilt because that is for the courts to decide. Nasa korte naman po ito. Instead, I want to address the disturbing exercise of power or the use of excessive force in the implementation of the warrant of arrest against him. Mr. Chair, this representation for so long strongly condemns any excessive use of force in pursuit of our official duty. Lagi po akong umaapila sa gobyerno, especially to our law enforcers, to be prudent in their actions and remain fruitful to their mandate to serve and to protect. Kaya naman po ang trabaho ng pulis, to serve and to protect. Hindi kailanman magiging susi ang karahasan sa pagkamit natin ng hustisya o sa kasagutan sa ating mga katanungan. The continued occupation of police personnel in the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, KOJC, compound here in Davao, and the terror it brings to the community are causes of concern. While it is the duty of the police to serve an arrest warrant, there is no excuse for using force, creating fear, compromising the safety of civilians, disrupting the peace in the community and the face-to-face classes of students enrolled and occupying a place of worship. Ang Kingdom of Jesus Christ is a congregation. Pastor Quiboloy is only its executive pastor. Ang Kingdom of Jesus Christ po ay binubuo ng maraming miyembro, hindi lang po iisang tao. As member of the Committee on Justice and Human Rights and member of this Public Order Committee, I support the intent of Senator Bato de la Rosa and Senator Robin Padilla to scrutinize this PNP operation which led to the death and injuries of civilians. Alam naman po natin, Mr. Chair, tayo mismo, ikaw naging chief PNP ka. Suportado natin ng pulis, hanggang ngayon pinaglalaban natin ng pulis. And even during the time of former President Duterte, 2018, dinoble po ang sahod ng pulis, ng military, uniform personnel at pinaglaban natin ito. At full support po kami sa pulis hanggang ngayon po. Andirito po kami, Senator Bato ni Senator Robin, na sumusuporta po sa inyo, lalong-lalo na po in line of duty. Mr. Chair, it is crucial to remember that our law enforcement agencies, particularly the PNP, have a solemn mandate to serve and protect. This mandate is not just a slogan. It is a duty, a responsibility to protect the rights and welfare of every citizen. Mr. Chair, one life lost is one too many. Sabi ko nga, imbis na dapat po maximum tolerance po ang dapat gawin ng ating pulis. Kung hayaan natin ito, kung hindi tayo maninindigan laban dito, ano pa bang klaseng pang-abuso sa kapangyarihan na maaaring gawin nila sa buong Davao o maaaring sa ibang bahagi ng bansa? Ang tanong ko sa pulisya, ang tanong ko po sa inyo, at tatanungin ko to sa inyo mamaya. At ano ba ang magiging endgame dito? Hanggang kailan tatagal ang sitwasyong ito? Ano ba talagang endgame dito? As gusto ko rin pong tanungin ang KOJC. Ano bang inaasahan ninyo mula sa gobyerno para matapos na po ito? Nandito po ang komite upang makatulong at matapos na po ang standoff na ito. Alam niyo, kawawa yung taong bayan. Kawawa yung mga inosente. At kawawa yung pulis kanina. Pinuntahan nga namin. Tinatanong namin sila at kailangan lang nilang sumunod sa kanilang trabaho. Amin dito is kailan ba ito matatapos? Mas marami pong Pilipino ang gustong mamuhay ng tahimik. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. At isisingit ko na lang din po kanina kasi nag-discuss kayo to General Torre. Pag mayroong mga earthquake, diba usually ilang araw ba ang lifespan ng, sa tingin nyo, bago na kayo mag-i-end ng inyong search? Pag mayroong bumagsak na gusali, halimbawa nung sa earthquake sa Baguio, ilang araw usually ang standard operating procedure na sa tingin ninyo na tama na, wala nang pag-asang makita yun. At pangalawa, after 13 days, no, do you think sa tingin ninyo kung may tao talaga doon sa ilalim, magsusurvive pa yun sa ngayon? Paano siya magsusurvive? May hangin, may pagkain, may aircon ba doon? Sa tingin ninyo, ano pang pwedeng madidiscover ninyo doon sa ilalim? Kung meron talaga kayong hinahanap doon sa ilalim after 13 days po.
Your Honor, as for your first question, I'm not an expert on the rescue and on how long can a rescue be conducted. However, on the second issue, whether a person can survive in bunker for so long, what we are looking here, sir, is the end-of-the-world type bunker or Magiton type bunker that can support life for extended periods of time. So there's really no assurance, there's really no estimates on how long they can survive in here because we believe that they can survive for not only 13 days, but more than or extended periods of time, because we're not looking here, sir, at an ordinary makeshift bunker. This is something that is built by somebody who has 2 airplanes and 2 helicopters in his hangar. So, among others. So, this is something that's can be done and can really be built by somebody with stature.
So, sa tingin mo, kayang mag-survive ng ilang buwan dyan?
Given enough resources, sir, people can really survive below ground, and which I will cover in my presentation later on, sir.
May kuryente dun sa ilalim?
Yes, sir, definitely. Ventilation, current, food, water, all the work, sir. And it could be very, very a comfortable life for a person, sir.
And then yung sa ulang tanong ko kanina, yung end game dito, tatanungin ko rin sa KOJC dito. Anong end game ba rito? Anong in-expect po natin?
That's also covered in the last 3 slides of my presentation, sir. That will be covered. The end game, sir, is really
you can address the question directly.
Yes,
we don't have to wait for your presentation.
We'll not stop until Mr. Kibuloy is arrested, because we really gonna turn our back against the helpless and voiceless victims of Mr. Kibuloy.
So, meaning you intend to stay there forever? Kung forever hindi makikita si Pastor Kibuloy?
We have some recommendations in my presentation so that we can end this positively, sir. Because as we
remember that compound is not only being used by Pastor Kibuloy. If you believe he is still there, may mga estudyante dyan nag-aaral na hindi na nakapag-aral. May mga nakatira dyan na hindi na nakatira, pinalabas ninyo doon sa kanilang tinirahan.
Sir.
Merong nag-worship dyan na hindi na nakapag-worship dahil nga sa presensya ninyo. So, you mean to say you are willing to sacrifice all these rights, all these human rights of these people because of your firm belief that Pastor Apollo Kibuloy is still there inside that bunker? Talaga naniwala ka na may bunker dyan sa ilalim?
Yes, sir. Sir, if I may, sir.
Yeah.
We are this tenacious in serving these warrants because there are multiple warrants for this person. One of the warrants came out on August 8, 2024.
Okay, to discuss those warrants, alam na natin yung lahat. It is available in open source.
But this is quite something.
Ako mismo, I am appealing to Pastor Kibuloy if kung pupwede sana, kung gusto lang niya, I have been a law enforcer before I become a lawmaker. So obviously, my bias is on the side of the law. Since he's facing a warrant of arrest, I am encouraging him kung pwedeng isabit niya sarili niya sa korte. Pero, again, nasa kanya yung decision na yan. He has all his personal reasons kung bakit ayaw niya mag-surrender. Alam ko yan. Pero, talaga bang desidido kayo na uubusin yung mga araw para lang makita siya dyan kahit na wala na kayo makita?
Please allow us, sir, to...
Magpagkahan tayo dito. Magpagkahan tayo.
For a comprehensive answer, sir, please allow us to present our side in the presentation, sir. We will answer all of
okay,
this.
Okay. Senator Bongo,
bakit tanong ko kanina? Sinagot niya, ano yung... Nandiyan na kayo, ha? Na-miss ko lang yung saging dito. Tugba ng saging, kaunta? Anong in-expect nyo pong endgame rin dito? Dahil as a Dabawenyo rin, gusto rin namin ng tahimik na buhay. Ang hirap. Airport, yan talagang isa sa unang daanan talaga ng mga bisita rin. Hindi lang taga Davao ang dumadaan dito sa Davao eh. Mga taga Cotabato, Region 12, dito yung sumasakay. From Region 10, from Caraga. Dumadaan talaga yan ng Davao. Naging sentro na po ang Davao City ng Mindanao. So ano pong endgame na ina-expect nyo rito? Since nandito yung committee, para sana matapos na po itong kaguluhang ito.
Sir, if I may, we follow the law, sir. People versus Ratso, the Supreme Court said, sir, if you are only armed with an arrest warrant, that cannot be used as a reason to conduct an intrusive search. If there is a search that has to be conducted in cases of arrest warrants, the law requires that there must be a lawful arrest yet, no? And this lawful arrest must precede the search. The process cannot be reversed. What we are seeing here is a classic example of police officers guided by a general, Your Honor, who is conducting an intrusive search without a search warrant.